Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I've partnered up with Haus Labs to present you all with this tutorial using all Haus Labs products featuring their brand new Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. So without further ado, if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to begin, I'm using the brand new Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, applying one pump of this onto the back of my hand before applying it on to our beautiful model today, Dina. Now I am using their foundation brush that they also just released, and I'm using this to press the foundation into the skin. I'll talk more about the brush in a second, but I really want to get into the details of the foundation itself because that's really what I'm most excited about here, and it's what has everyone talking. So Haus Labs just launched this foundation last Thursday, but I've had the opportunity to be using it for the last month now. They were nice enough to invite me to their headquarters to try out the foundation, which was such a surreal experience for me. But I want to give you a run through of my first impressions in that moment, that day when I first used the product, and also my experience with it ever since then. So that day, when I first saw it, immediately I thought the shade range is fantastic. There's a total of 51 shades. I'll put up a shot here of the deepest shade they have, which is 590 Deep Natural, and their lightest shade as well, which is 000 Fair Neutral. And of course, there's every shade in between with a variety of undertones: warm, cool, pink, yellow, olive, and so on and so forth. Now let's talk finish. As you see here from the side by side, it has a beautiful, soft glow, natural skin-like finish to it. It is a medium coverage foundation, but it's also versatile. So what I mean by that is you can build it up if you want something more full coverage, or you can sheer it out. But back to the formula itself, the best way I can explain how it feels on the skin is comparing it to like a skincare serum. It's lightweight, it's hydrating, and it just feels comfortable. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel heavy or cakey on the skin. It just looks beautiful on all skin types, which is why I'm demonstrating this today on someone with slightly, more mature skin. I want you to see the up close in 4K what this is actually looking like on the skin, and you'll see how it performs throughout the duration of this tutorial. Now I do like to finish by pressing this product in with a sponge, and then I'll move right along to using a slightly deeper shade of the same foundation to warm up the skin. You can see here I'm using the tiniest amount of this and lightly pressing this in with the same foundation brush to the perimeter of the face, and this will in return give us some slight dimension to the skin, a natural sun-kissed warmth, but without overdoing it, because I do want to keep this look more on the natural side today, and you'll see how this really starts coming together as I blend this in. Something else I want to include about the formula is, like all of the Haus Labs products, the foundation is clean, vegan, cruelty-free, made with a ton of beneficial skincare-based ingredients, which I encourage you to check out on their site. But two things that I want to add to that, because it's really important to me personally when I'm looking for a foundation, is that it's fragrance-free, so it's not going to aggravate my sensitive skin and allergies, and it's also non-comedogenic, which is an absolute must for me because I know it's not going to clog my pores and cause acne. So there's that. And the packaging as well, I can't forget about that. Now, the packaging, the component, it's thick, heavy, frosted glass. Like, it's giving luxury. They did a phenomenal job on the packaging, along with the formula, of course. I mean, look at her skin. It looks healthy. It looks radiant, fresh, polished, everything I could possibly want. I'm showing you this real up close because I want you to see this the way I'm seeing it in person. It doesn't look cakey. Dina's skin still looks breathable, and more than anything, it still looks like skin. It doesn't look like a ton of product piled on, and that, more than anything, is what I'm loving most. So Moving right along, we're going to blush up the cheeks using the high power pigment paints in the shades Scarlet Matte and White Onyx Matte. Now look at what I've done here. I'm using the tiniest amount of each shade and mixing them together with some of the foundation to create this pretty baby pink color blush before applying it onto the apples of her cheeks. Isn't that nice? It's quick, it's easy, and using these pigment paints is a great way to customize the tones in your complexion products. So in this case, we're taking that foundation we used and altering the color with a bit of that primary red and pure white pigments. Red and white will create pink, but by adding in the foundation, we'll tone down the saturation and bring it a little closer to her natural skin tone. And if you really want to have fun with it, throw in some of their yellow pigment and you'll get a peachy coral shade, which I think looks really beautiful as well. But just keep in mind, a little goes a long way. You don't need much product. A little here and there on the cheeks, and press it in with your fingers or sponge to get a natural finish. And because I didn't even use concealer today and just use the foundation underneath the eyes, I'm going to go right into the next step, which is powder. I'm using the Bio Blurring Talc-Free Loose Setting Powder to lightly set the under eyes with. And I'll bring this down to the sides of the nose and anywhere else I want to either set or get a matte finish from around the face. The shade I'm using here in this powder is the shade Translucent, which complements the foundation shades we earlier used. I can't remember if I already mentioned the shades I used of the foundation, but either way, I'll put them down below in the description box along with everything else I'm using today. But what's most important here is that I'm not using a lot of this powder. Sometimes using less in the right areas is more effective than using it everywhere. And take that, with a grain of salt, because everyone is different and products work differently on different skin types. But overall, the powder placement is more or less the same on my clients who have finer lines or more mature skin. I'll use a little powder underneath the eyes and along the T-zone, but not using any on any other areas of the face like the high points of her cheekbones. I love that glow we're getting from the foundation in this area, and I want to keep that because it's what's going to keep the finish of this makeup looking soft and natural. And then there are other areas like, here where we can get a bit more courageous with the powder. I'm using the baking technique here by using a heavier amount of powder along the jawline, right underneath the hollows of her cheekbones, which we'll let sit here. And once we come back later to wipe this off, it'll leave behind a soft brightness while also accentuating her cheekbones. For the brows, I'm using the Edge Precision Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown and using this with a very light hand to fill in and shape her brows with. I like the variety of undertones they have with their pencils because sometimes, especially those with blonde hair, pencils can tend to look a little too warm, like too reddish orange, you know what I mean? But this has a proper cool undertone to it, which is perfect for our model. The pencil itself is very thin, which allows me to build up the density and precision of this application to get a natural effect. And it doesn't take much work either. You can see here, I'm little by little shaping the brow, and notice how I'm keeping the placement more towards the outer end of the brow. The reason for this is because sometimes on most people, if the front of the brow, the area towards the nose, if it's too dense and overfilled with product, it tends to bring the face down and look too harsh. But by creating that ombre effect, by keeping most of the product on the outer half, we're lifting the brow, but more than anything, keeping it soft and natural. For the eyes, I'm starting with another high-power pigment paint, this time in the shade Cocoa Matte, placing a tiny amount on the back of my hand before applying it onto the lid, keeping the placement more so towards the lash line. You really don't have to stress about getting this, this placement perfect, because you're going to see me here in a moment begin to blend and diffuse this out with a blending brush. What's nice about using these pigments is that you have time to play around with it before it starts to dry down. So I do find it to be user-friendly, whether you're a pro makeup artist or just an everyday person looking to throw on a little makeup before running out the front door. By the way, real quick, I want to point out, do you see that soft sheen the skin has around her forehead and cheekbones? I absolutely love that. That's why I didn't want to powder down these areas. Her skin looks phenomenal. I mean, she's a gorgeous girl without makeup, but I'm loving the role makeup is playing today. It isn't making her look like a whole different person. It's taking what she has already and complementing that natural beauty. But back to what I'm doing. As you see here, I'm taking that product down to the lower lash line just to give it a slight smokiness. And then with the Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in the shade Medium Level 6, I'm running this along the upper and lower lid. I am using this around the face here in a few minutes, so I figured while I have it out, let me just use it on the eyes as well. You know, sometimes it's just easier to take what you have out already and use it in more than one way. It's practical, it's efficient, and this is a prime example of that. A little bronzer on the lid is sometimes all you need. And if you want to glam this up a little bit, I'll show you here in a second how you can do that. But before that, I'm going to use this Optic Intensity Eco Gel Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Black Onyx and run this through the upper lash line. I love to use this little trick to make the upper lashes look more dense and full, but without making the eyes appear smaller. If anything, I feel like it kind of opens up the shape of the eye. And then if you'd like, you can even run this above the lash line for more intensity, as you see me doing here, before I flip the pencil over to smudge out the liner. I really like how they included a brush on the other end of this pencil. It makes it kind of quick to get the job done, and it works perfectly. You see that? I think that looks really, really good. Okay, now I'm using the same pencil, but this time in the shade Beige Matte to run through the lower waterline. I'm just going to say this. If you are looking for a nude eyeliner, not a stark white, but a proper beigey, sandy nude eyeliner that awakens the eye, this is the one. It's a must for my makeup kit now, and it's my go-to for nude eyeliner. So there's that. But now I'm taking the Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter in the shade Golden Pyrite and popping this right on the lids for added dimension. This is what I was referring to earlier about how you can glam up this look real quick. I'll use this in a second as well around the face, but by also placing this on the lids and inner corner, it ties everything in, and I think it adds a nice touch of sparkle to the eye makeup without making it look overdone. It still looks effortless, if that makes sense. And then once I complete the other eye off camera and add a touch of mascara, we're going to head back to the complexion by wiping off the powder we've been letting sit there. As you can see, it doesn't leave the skin looking crazy or anything. It just adds a subtle brightness and really sets that foundation into place along the jawline. And now is when I can head back to the bronzer we used earlier on the eyes and use this around the face, specifically in the areas we had used that deeper tone foundation earlier to bronze with. This will just reinforce that pigment and give it a little extra boost. I've enjoyed using their bronzers because the formula isn't chalky, it isn't muddy, it's velvety smooth, and my favorite part is that there's no glitter or shimmer in it. Of course, that all comes down to preference, but I do prefer bronzers to be completely matte. And if I want to add shimmer, I'll add it, but I love how they kept it matte, and I enjoy what they did here with this formula, along with a variety of undertones to choose from. And then with the highlighter we also used on the lids earlier, I'm lightly dusting this onto the high points of her face. The same thing I had said about the bronzer there, about it being velvety smooth, applies to this as well. The formula is actually a gel powder, so it's a hybrid between the two. It applies on like a powder but blends and has the smoothness and hydration of a gel, which for those of you who enjoy more of a hydrating type of powder, you're gonna like this formula. And I'm keeping the placement along the same areas of the face we want to keep that lit from within glow from. Now with their Edge Precision Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Cinnamon, I'm using this to line our model's lips with, which sounds kind of wild to be using a brow pencil as a lip liner, but you know, it works. It works really well, actually. I saw Miss Lady Gaga do this in a TikTok the other day, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna try that out too. It looks amazing, and this specific shade I'm using here has more of a red undertone to it, so it makes the perfect brown nude liner that will next pair with a lipstick that complements it well. Once we have the lips lined, I'm then using the Le Monster Lip Crayon in the shade Light Peony Matte and applying this over the complete upper and lower lip, blending that liner inwards. This is a full coverage matte finish with a long-lasting result, but while also keeping the lips hydrated, and it's super functional to use and touch up with throughout the day. You just twist up the crayon and it's ready to use. They have a variety of shades to choose from, but I think this is the perfect shade to use for today's look, as it's similar to her natural lip shade. And then to play up the finish of this, I'm using their PhD Hybrid Lip Oil in the shade Tint to give a beautiful high shine finish to this lip with an additional hint of color. Now I ended up giving the shade I'm using right now to our model so she could, touch up with it throughout the day if she needed to. So the shade I was holding up there a second ago in the product shot is the shade Hue, which is actually the shade I use on myself, but the shade I'm using here is called Tint. I think it looks beautiful on her, and it makes for the perfect finishing touch to how I created this fresh and polished makeup look on our naturally gorgeous model. I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, be sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.